Hey YouTube, this is Dave at Richter Scale Studios. You are looking at the display board for the C. Hoffman Malifaux Guild Crew. I screwed up on some videos, so I'm not going to be able to show you how I airbrushed the initial paint on the sewage. Let me get it in there and focused. Let's see, there we go. It's not looking too bad. I'll pull that off so it kind of shows you. I went in there like that with the airbrush. I used a bunch of colors. Let me take you over here real quick. Excuse the moving the tripod in and out. I'm using all these Minotaur colors, different colors of greens. I got even some yellows and actually white to highlight those bubbles. Let's see if I get that better. There we go. And that's where I got so far. I'm probably now going to use, let's go this way a little bit, some Liquitex satin varnish. I want to give it a nice coat of varnish with the Badger Patriot 105, and then go in there with some Secret Weapon washes. And we'll get back over here. Excuse the camera work. So we can get in really closer. This is as close as we can get. There we go. And focus. There we go. So all different kinds of colors going on there. You can see where the whites are. I kind of just laid them in just to give a variant in the water, make it look like it's glowing and sickly. I think the washes will accentuate a little bit more, get some deeper greens in some of the current, and then around the methane bubbles, as I'm calling them. So I'm just going to come in and then varnish it. I'll be back and show you how I throw the washes in. Thanks for joining me. Hey, we're back. I got the Patriot loaded up with some Liquitex gloss varnish. I'm just not putting too much in at one time, especially when you're moving the airbrush around a lot. And you're going to see this kind of lays it down really easily. We're not worried about overspray because we're going to mask all this off eventually and we'll redo the frame. And then we'll probably do the brickwork separately from the frame. And then I'm blending in some greens on the very bottom so it looks like there's a little bit of a sewage, kind of a glow onto the, like an OSL. So this is like a really simple coat. And then I'm going to come back and I got some different color washes. I got some old Thraka green. I got some sewer water I want to try out on these. I'm going to give this a nice thick coat because this is very porous. Especially using that automotive primer and then laying the airbrush paint on there. I want to have a little more control over what I'm doing with the washes. I could do an oil wash, but I think I'm just going to go with the acrylics and go in a controlled method with a nice brush. And then we can go in more with the airbrush, and then even later on, more on there. Later on, go in with a nice, probably a 1 or 0 paintbrush, and pick out small details in the kind of the currents and the little things I kind of sculpted in. This is a really basic job, but the airbrush really kind of helps hide your inability to sculpt. So I'm pretty happy how it turned out. Run this real quick, and I should be running my box. Excuse me. This stuff you can feel if you breathe it in, the varnishes, so I recommend always using good ventilation. And we are done. So thank you for joining me in this part. We'll be back in a second and start laying in some washes. See you soon. Hey, we're back. Off camera, I did the satin varnish. And then I went in with Secret Weapons baby poop. Excuse me, I just got off to Alice. Excuse my arm there. And I went in there and mixed a little bit of water, a little bit of flow aid to get it to give it a little lighter effect. And did glaze it. Let me see if I can get you in there closer. You can see all the line. You can see some of the tide marks it did. So right now I loaded up the Grex with some. Let me back it out again. Load up my Grex. I got the 0.2 to give me some more control and detail. Try to give this a chance. Still always going towards Badger brushes, but the Grex is got a good feel to it. And it's very versatile. I have 0.2, 0.3, 0.5, 0.7 needles for it. Different size cups up to, I don't know how many milliliters, almost like a quarter cup of fluid you can put in that thing. And I also have the trigger gun too. So I'm going to go in right now with that vial, which is like a greenish yellow. And let's see if I can get in there closer again for you so you can see. You can see kind of these take some of this, tone this sewer water down a little bit and gives it a little more glow. And I'm trying to give it like look like it's flowing in two directions. Like you ever see a river when it goes into another one. So this is kind of, oh, you know what? It should be going one direction, shouldn't it? Kind of like this. This vial color is very luminescent. Probably not exactly. It just gives it with the mixture of the colors behind it, which is really making this stand out really nicely. And like there's some high ridges I want to get highlighted. Let's see, we're out. Almost. We're out. So I'm going to go in now. Well, I still have a little bit of that vial in there. I'm going to take the white. It'll tone it down a little bit. I want to get those bubbles again. Let's see, pull this sheet up a little bit. I have like a little piece of, this is like manila folder paper I use to line the bottom of this. So it doesn't mess up the homemade spray booth. This does give you a lot of control. I love the padding on it. Clogging. Yep. Now it's starting to look really good. So I'm gonna probably leave it at that, and this will be kind of, knowing me, I'll go back and forth with this and wanting to do different things. Let me get some of this white out of here. I already see, want to get some more streaking out from the wash, and let's go in with more of a darker green. This is Gremlin green. I'm just going to lay in different colors to give the water more interest. I just don't want some kind of flat green background. And this is much different than just brushing in with the, when I did the airbrush and hand brushing on those bases. Those are so tiny comparatively. And try to get that flow correct. Kind of screwed that up when I thought about that. It could be going two different directions too. Well, not necessarily. Okay, and I'm going to go back in with this yellow again. Let's clean the brush out a little bit. I'm not doing any color changes. I'm trying to do a lot of blending, so it's not important to get the colors out of these brushes. Just as long as the new color takes over most of the hue of the what I'm spraying out the second time. There we go. So I got And that glowing yellow again. We're just going to go our air on, all, and always constantly moving. There we go. This is kind of a fun little thing to airbrush with. I just kind of just blend the colors together. It's sewage, and it's kind of a probably more of a beginner practice because it's, you don't have to be really exact. When we're done with this, we're gonna mask. We're gonna coat it and then mask it off. Then we'll do the frame. It's probably gonna be a dark brown with some kind of dry brushing on it around this detail here, just to give it that, you know, kind of a more of a display feel. I think we've got a good glow going. So we'll leave it at that for right now. So basically, we'll say this is done till it, you know, I gloss coated and it's completely done, or I'll look at it and see something I want to do later on, and I'll come back to you on it. So thank you for joining me. This will be, I believe, part 8. So there'll be a couple more sections. Obviously, you saw before this. Been changing cameras around, so sorry if the volumes and picture quality's been changing, but back on the Logitech webcam. I went for my Sanyo Exacti, which is just old and junk, and I was using an actual Canon EOS, which is a great camera, but hard to get control of while I'm trying to paint. This is so much easier having the laptop next to me. So thank you again. We'll see you in the next part. I'm back real quick. Before we go on to part 9, I just wanted to show you this all kind of assembled, and it's got a nice contrast already with the bricks. I'm not sure what colors I'm going to go in those. I think I want to warm them up a little bit, but maybe not. I'm still thinking about that. I think in the next section, we're going to be doing the bridge here. That's obviously movable. I don't know. Eventually, I'm going to go in and I got to probably hand paint the torches and do some blending, and then do something with that pipe. I'll probably do some rusting and stuff on that too. So I just wanted to show it to you real quick. Not too bad. Looks like sewage. I haven't protected it yet. I'm going to hit it with some gloss varnish real quick, and then we'll move on to part 9, and I will see you then. Thanks again for joining me.